Hey guys, Kevin Ward here, and I got a great question from one of my coaching members on a for sale by owner who rehabbed the house himself. So here's the email. I went on a listing appointment today and had the following objection. I am the best person to sell my property because I know the most about the house. Now in this case, it was a for sale by owner and a professional rehabber who renovated the house from top to bottom. So how do you respond whenever you're talking to somebody and they've got their own sweat and blood invested into the property? In other words, I'm going to sell the house myself. I'm the best one to sell it because I know the house better than anyone else. And you got to agree with that and say, you know what? And I absolutely agree that there's probably nobody that could do a better job of selling the house than you. Can I tell you what I can add to that? Here's what, and they say, well, sure. Here's what I can add to that. Now let me just set the context here. You're at the listing appointment. So she's doing this in a listing appointment. This is not on the phone with somebody there's not an objection on the phone of somebody saying, well, we're just going to sell it myself because I'm the best one to sell it. Okay? If it's on the phone, then the answer is going to be, I can appreciate that. So let me ask you a question. If there were a way that I could help you get a better result and get more money in your pocket, get it sold faster, and still net you the money in your pocket that you want and get a better result, would you be open to talking to me about it? That's the conversation you have on the phone. But at the listing appointment, now she's doing the listing presentation and he comes up, well, I'm the best one to sell it because I've rehabbed it. I'm a professional at that. I know how to sell my house better than anyone else because I know the house from top to bottom. Absolutely, and I agree with you totally that you probably are the best one to sell the property just because of how much you know about it, right? Awesome. Can I tell you what I can bring to the table for you? I can bring the best buyers for you to sell it to. Does that make sense? Well, what do you mean? Well, here's the deal. You may be an absolute drop-dead, amazing salesperson that you could sell fur to a polar bear. But if you don't have anybody looking at the house to buy it, you're not going to be able to sell it to them. Does that make sense? Well, I'll market, I'll get buyers. However, is just any buyer okay with you, or would you like to have the best buyer in here that you could then sell the property to? Well, obviously you want the best buyer that would pay the most money for the property, right? Perfect. That's what I do. Because see, I'm going to be able to expose your property to every qualified buyer in the market and all the real estate agents and their buyers in the market. And can I tell you the good news about that? Those are the buyers that are willing to pay top dollar for a property. And I'll be able to get them here in front of your house. Because if you're marketing and you're not getting the right buyers in here, then even if you're a great salesperson, you're still not going to be able to get as much money for your property because you're not selling it to the best buyers. Does that make sense? So that's the way you, excuse me, that's the way that you position it, because the reality is, if he's for sale by owning it, the only people that are going to come to him are people that see the sign, or they find him on Craigslist, or if he's advertising on for sale by owner websites or whatever. The challenge with that is that the people that go to those websites, the people that shop for sale by owners, are bottom feeders. Now I don't mean that in a bad way, except to say they're people who are always looking for a deal. Okay, that's why they're going to for sale by owners, is because they want to find the house where there's no commissions involved. Why? Because as a buyer, if there's no commissions involved, I should be able to pay less for the house. So the seller who wants to save the commission is now dealing with buyers who also want to save the commission, so he's still getting certainly no more money, and you're dealing with somebody who does not have a professional involved, and probably not somebody who is an expert buyer, and if they are, they're probably not going to pay you top dollar. However, through a real estate agent, through a professional real estate agent, you're able to expose the property to where the best buyers are shopping, because the best buyers are shopping online. They're going through the MLS, the databases that are all attached to the MLS, and they're working with an agent, and they're the ones that are willing, and there's a lot more of those, and they're willing to pay more for the house. So you're going to get a better result, even if he knows the property and he would be great at selling it. The key is, if you're getting the wrong buyers in here or not getting the best buyers in here, you're still not going to get the best result. I can get the best buyers in here that are willing to pay the most money for the property, so that you can get the most money possible in your pocket, and I'll take care of all the paperwork, all the hassle, all the inspection, all the escrow period. I handle all the details of that, so all you have to do is get on with your life. Hope that makes sense, and it will make sense to motivated sellers.